That's what I find so fascinating and so exciting about what's going on today in terms of political activism, particularly grassroots activism. You know, in a sense, the Democratic Party. I mean, the Democratic Party is without a leader right now, I believe. I mean, it's really not Chuck Schumer. It's not Nancy Pelosi. It's not Tom Perez. It's not Barack Obama anymore. So the Democratic Party really, in many ways, is trying to find its way, and yet the masses, right, the people, are not waiting. They're just
not
taking
waiting.
action on their own. I keep coming back to the Women's March the day after the inauguration, which was just all self-driven, right?
It totally was. And actually, I had the honor of serving on the policy committee for the Women's March, which was one of the most positive and collaborative processes I've ever been involved with in politics. It was a great experience because it was people just, sort of being their true selves and saying what they really stood for.
Yeah. Same thing with these town halls. I mean, there are a lot of different organizations we all know, like Indivisible and Town Hall Project and Move On and Our Revolution and this campaign for your action fund at CAP. A lot of organizations involved, but basically these town halls just sprung up in these districts, right? People
Absolutely. All of these organizations, including the organizing effort that we've been doing, is I think there's an attempt from the right to discredit them by saying they're, funded by some way or, anything like that. But really all that we're doing is democratizing the information so that people can motivate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They can get themselves there, and we help them break down the barriers to engagement. So, do people think it's too scary to call a member of Congress? Well, we'll help walk you through ahead of time what it's going to sound like. Or, what are the things that you should be hitting on? Do you feel like maybe you don't have a right to be calling? You don't know enough. Everybody has a right to be, right?
Yeah, right.
Everybody knows enough. You live in this country. You live in this district.
Damn right.
You have an opinion. You absolutely know enough to be doing it. And I think the amount of people, so generally when we think about organizing, when we think about how to keep it sustainable, we think about what factors into people's lives as they currently are. How do they work something in so that it doesn't change their life so much in the way they operate, because then it would become unsustainable. One of the fascinating things we're seeing about this moment in time is that people are willing to change their lives. They're willing to run for office in the thousands, the tens of thousands. They are willing to start organizations, leave their jobs, do this, 50, 80 hours a week after their jobs. Like, people really are willing to change their lives to move. And it's okay if you're not.
Yeah.
But
right.
we are seeing that people are. And I think to your point about, Democrats and leadership, the people are driving this. Absolutely. And I think it's important at this point in time that we sort of separate the Democratic Party as a, 527 political institution from the will of the people on democratic principles right now. Because the will of the people on progressive democratic principles is huge. And I think for us to sort of be, to hold the actual party to reflect what's happening right now, I don't think is a huge important use of time. I think it will be there if the grassroots become organized and if people do run for office. I think it will bring them in and it will get there.
Right. One of my favorite quotes is where Gandhi said at one point, "There go the people. I must follow them because I am their leader." And I think that's kind of what's going on right now.